The following is a special presentation from the WTNS Sports Department.
So who?
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Riverview High School. It's the Luther Stover Gymnasium, and we are here to celebrate the Division IV state championship by the Riverview Black Bears. I'm Casey Claxon, joined by Chris Wallace from WTNS. And Chris, this is an exciting night. Maybe not as exciting as that championship soccer game that we saw on Monday night, but it is great to have everyone here to celebrate the championship of the Riverview Black Bears.
Oh, Casey, it most certainly is. I tell you, when I went over there to Columbus, just driving into historic Crew Stadium and seeing how many Coshocton County license plates there were was just unbelievable to me. And, you know, you get up there and you're in the stands and you look Worthington Christian, you know, just 8-10 miles away, and they had a fourth of the fans that Riverview faithful brought. So very proud of the community showing out. But I'm telling you, just talking about this game, everybody wants to talk about it all week, but I just get chills when you think about that final play. A heck of a state championship, first ever state championship here at Riverview. Unbelievable game.
And you mentioned that game-winning goal. Jacob's going to cue that here in just a second so everybody can relive it. But every time I watch this, I get tingles. So Jacob Heading is with us. He's our producer tonight. So Jacob, roll that championship-winning goal by Hayden Walters.
Same thing you're doing.
Ball sent away by Massey in midfield, goes to Hayden Walters, who'll have it offensively. Walters, middle of the field, gets a pass off, right wing to Summers. Back to Walters, all alone. Walters for the shot, going to be in the goal! Hayden Walters! And the Black Bears are just won the state championship. Summers, Walters, state title, Riverview. Unbelievable in double overtime. And the crowd going wild at historic Crew Stadium in Columbus.
Was Matt Croy on the call from WTNS. Chris, you were actually at the game.
Right back.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. I'm telling you what, just the chills you get from being there, everything unbelievable. Got a lot of great feedback on Matt Croy on his call on the game, and a lot of great feedback. And obviously they're watching it live, had to go back and re-listen to Matt call that, and the excitement gives you chills as well. Great called game by Matt Croy and Jake Seidel of WKLM and WTNS, and just unbelievable, great support from all the fans, great game, great outcome. It was just a great day all in all.
Yeah, such an exciting win for the Bears to be win over Worthington Christian. And throughout this first 45 minutes of the celebration, we're going to be going courtside. And so Robbie Chandler is a member of our team tonight, and Robbie is standing by with one of the Black Bears. So Robbie, who have you got over there with you?
What's going on, guys? We're here with Nick Phillips. Nick, surreal feeling, right?
It is very surreal. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. We worked so hard for it, and it's just great. Very surreal.
Nick, brother, it was an excellent game, start to finish. We had such a good defense. Talk to me all about your defense specifically, and your whole team's defense.
We just try to stay composed and keep them, away from shooting. They have some threats that could shoot.
And you're more than welcome
to
grab that.
They also had a lot of fast players on the outside.
Please mingle
and
with the boys, mingle
we just
with
kind of
the
work to keep them outside and keep them contained and just not let them get any shots on goal.
Statistically, you go on things like Facebook or really any social media, and you see that they outshot us. And like I said, statistically, it really looks like they won the game. What do you have to say about those stats?
It's crazy, and it's just I got to give all the glory to Leighton over there. He played an amazing game. Yeah, the defense helped, but we got to give all the credit to Leighton because he played an amazing game. It was outstanding. He saved us so many times, so it was just wonderful.
What about this right here? Bunch of autographs you get to sign. How's that feel?
This is great. The community support has been wonderful. Everywhere I go, I get 5 congratulations, and it's just great. I love the community support, and it's just wonderful to be in such a small, great community like Coshocton.
Absolutely. You get this state championship forever. It's something you'll never lose. What do you think about that?
It's definitely a memory that I'll remember forever, and it's just something that I'll keep sacred with the best guys. So,
Nick, congrats again, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Robbie Chandler with the Riverview Black Bears, and Robbie is going to be with us doing interviews all night long. We actually have the line starting to form as many of the family and friends will be getting autographs. As you look at the screen, you'll be able to see everybody kind of lining up to get the autographs. Natalie Holbrook is also a member of our team tonight, and I know she's going to be doing some interviews. And Drew Dunlap is here. He's going to be working the camera. So we're going to see if Drew can go over and see who Natalie has. But Chris, you mentioned about all of the license plates. There were people from just about every school in the MVL there to support Riverview.
Oh, absolutely. When I was, not much, historic Crew Stadium, a lot of seats there, but not a lot of seats available when we got there. So had to sit behind the student section. And I mean, West Muskingum, Tri-Valley, just a lot of MVL schools. So excited for Riverview and very exciting.
All right. Looks like Natalie Holbrook has got someone there. So let's cue Natalie and have her talk to another member of the Black Bears.
What's going on, son? You want something? Yeah. We'll get a picture of it.
All right, looks like we've got a little bit of trouble with Natalie, so we'll see if we can correct her mic. So, Jacob, you can go ahead and cut off of her screen and come back to it. But
I tell you what, Casey, they said they kind of made a few announcements at the podium here, and then all of a sudden they said, all right, we're open for autographs, and I'm telling you, these stands just filed down. There's a line about the size of the basketball court with kids wanting autographs and pictures with these kids. It's crazy how quickly you can go to being an overnight celebrity here in Riverview.
I tell you, and we talked about this earlier, but every kid that was able to watch that soccer game, whether they were young, maybe in junior high, every one of those kids looks up to every one of those players wearing the old gold and black, and they're all saying, I want to be just like that. I want to dye my hair one day, and I want to play for a state title.
Absolutely. How could you not? The energy in that stadium, unreal. And just unbelievable, and you can see how these kids want their autographs, and they just want to meet the celebrities here of the Riverview boys soccer team. So exciting all the way around, and it's just fun to see how excited these kids are to meet these great athletes.
All right, I think we've got Natalie Holbrook here. Natalie, what's the feeling like amongst all the players over there?
Do you want to go here?
It feels pretty cool. I definitely think that they're enjoying it over there, getting to talk to all the kids who look up to them, and they love it because they get to feel famous. That's what Hayden Walters was talking about. He's like, I feel famous.
All right. Well, we're going to send you back over there.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll get over there.
We got Nat's mic working now. So Jacob gives us the thumbs up. So Natalie is going to weave her way through the sea of people. All right. And it looks like Robbie Chandler is with some of the coaches. So let's go to Robbie now for an interview courtside here at Luther Stover Gymnasium.
What's going on, guys? We're here with Coach Kurt Nicely, goalie coach, but a lot more. He was goalie coach when I was there. Pretty good one at that. Coach, what does it mean to be a coach of this team?
It is something special to be part of a crew like this. These boys put in the dedication, they put in the work, and they ask to be pushed. And when you've got talent and still want to be pushed to do more, it's a coach's dream. And they never settle. They're never satisfied. They always want to get that 1% better that Principal Branch always talks about, and it makes my job a lot easier when I got players that are willing to listen and be coachable.
Yeah, I was talking with Nick over there about some of the stats that kept popping up on Facebook. What do those stats mean to you, how we were outshot and things like that?
They really mean nothing because we take advantage of the opportunities that we get, and the stat that means the most is the 1-0 score at the end of it. Stats are irrelevant when you're playing with heart and you're playing as a team.
I'm not sure if you're the goalie coach anymore. Are you considered the goalie coach?
Yes, that is my primary job.
So I've had many people tell me and ask me if I think Leighton Massey should be the MVP. Leighton Massey, his game, what does that mean to you, and what do you think about it?
Leighton is he's a special player to me. That boy does anything I ask him to, and when I tell him he's got to give me more, he finds a way to dig deep, give me more. There's no question that he is my MVP. and I think he should be team MVP after the way he's performed through the tournaments, no question.
So you guys had an excellent defense. You think this may be one of the best defenses in school history?
I can honestly say I haven't followed the school history. I also coached at some other schools, but out of the 10-plus years I've been coaching, this is the best defense I've ever been a part of, hands down.
Wow, that says a lot, Kurt. Kurt, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it, and congrats.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Robbie. It's Robbie Chandler over there with the Riverview coaching staff. I know we've got
What's that?
an evening full of interviews, and it's interesting. Whenever Coach was talking about how the Black Bears were outshot in the soccer game, I think the final stats were maybe 32-12 or 32-14 in terms of that. But you know what? Soccer is one of those games, and I know you played in high school. I played in high school and in college. Soccer is one of those games where there's not that many opportunities to score. And if you can't put the ball in the back of the net, you're never going to win. But, man, if you can just sneak one in, maybe it's on a restart, if it's on a corner, or you catch a break. And that's what Riverview did. They built from the back, from Massey all the way up into the front, to Summers. And on Matt's call, Massey to Summers, back to Hayden Walters for the goal. But just an outstanding play.
It really was. Coach Kurt Nicely over there mentioned, about Leighton Massey from the goalie's perspective, and I tell you what, he's the goalkeeper's coach there. But I tell you what, the performance by Leighton Massey and the goal was second to none. Unbelievable. Everybody said, well, with a 7-foot wingspan, it's probably pretty easy. But I tell you, it's his reaction times.
All right, we're going to go now to Natalie Holbrook, who is standing by with Hayden Walters.
Hayden Walters here. Hayden, tell me about the game, man. I mean, you had the goal in the game. Just let's start off at the beginning. Tell me what's going through your head going into the state game.
I mean, going into the state game, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and we knew that they were good. They've been in the state final before, and we never have. But we went in confident, and we came out with a W.
And you went into double overtime. And in the second overtime, you scored the winning goal. Tell me what was going through your head before scoring that goal.
I mean, before that goal, we kind of felt down, but we weren't out. And we got a little burst of energy, went on the attack, and we put it in the back of the net and won the game.
Absolutely. And it was incredible. And to see all the fans there, I mean, I'm pretty sure the entire Coshocton community came out. Tell me what it was like to be able to celebrate with all those people.
I mean, throughout the game, it was like we had a 12th man on the field because, they were so loud. Every time we went on the attack, we'd get adrenaline from their screams, so it was incredible.
Well, congratulations on scoring that goal. Let's take away from soccer for a minute, but it also kind of relates. What would you say your favorite pregame song is?
Going off the top of my head, I'd have to go with Unwritten by Natasha Bedfield, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, and for older people out there, maybe, what would you say? How does the song go?
Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window. Okay, I don't have a career in singing, so.
Well, Hayden, congratulations, and thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
I want to know who paid Holbrook to ask him that question.
He had that answer pretty quick. He was ready.
She must have. She had to have told him ahead of time
to get him to sing.
Yeah, what she was going to do. But that's great. And Hayden is such a good kid, and he's very confident in his abilities. He's very gracious by complimenting his team that has helped him throughout the year. You don't score 39 goals by yourself. You got to have other players around you, including the defense, and that is the winning combination for the Black Bears this year.
It certainly is a great defense. I tell you what, as you mentioned, 39 goals by Hayden Walters this year. I mean, unbelievable. And I saw an interview with Hayden after the game, and he says, I think our end of our 7th grade year, Cale Summers and I ended it just like that. Cale gave me a nice assist, and he finished it off to win the season their 7th grade year and to do it against state champions. Unbelievable.
So we've got, look at this line. I know Drew Dunlap is out there showing the line of people that are here inside the Luther Stover Gymnasium. We've got some overflow seating over on the far side, and we've just got a great outpouring of folks from the community to come out. Coming up tonight, we are going to be playing a video that Storied Rivals has put together. Aaron Sprague has been able to share that with us. And so they're going to be playing a video near the end, almost like a highlight video. And Aaron has shared that with us, so we're going to be playing that video sometime later tonight after about 6:45 during the celebration, and we'll be able to share that with all of you. So we are excited about that.
And we were talking about Leighton Massey and his phenomenal game. Coach Kurt Nicely there, the goalie coach, helping Massey a lot, and just talked about how great he is. Matt Croy told me as he was walking out of the booth to go down to the field to get some coaches' interviews. He said Tim Streed, the director of the OHSAA, came up to Matt Croy and said, "Matt, that's the best soccer game I've ever seen in my life." And for the director of the OHSAA to say that just puts in context how big this game was and how well played it was by the Bears. I had so many people tell me, I've never been to it. This is the first soccer game I've ever been to in my life, and the hype for one goal, unbelievable. It just hard to put into words.
And I know we've seen that video of the game-winning goal, and I love the excitement from the team running off the field, but I love to see the fans just going crazy. They were up and down, and we had to outnumber the Worthington Christian fans, probably 4 or 5 to 1.
Absolutely, they certainly did.
All right, let's go to Robbie Chandler now, who is back with the Black Bears, and we'll get another interview courtside.
All right, we got some dogs on some defense right here. Leighton Massey, Bodie Richard, Chase Wright. Fellas, excellent defense. As I've been saying almost all night, we've been called some of the best defenders in Riverview history. What do you think about being called the best defense in school history?
That's an honor. There's been a lot of teams, 35 years of soccer at least. And then to be the best, that's an honor to be a part of that.
I'm just proud to be able to contribute.
Absolutely. Truthfully, you guys have all contributed a lot. Leighton, I have been texted as soon as the game ended, I had people blowing up my phone talking about how you are the MVP. What does it mean to have many people in this town calling you the MVP of not only the game but the season?
That's crazy. With the team I have, everyone around me, it's really an honor to have that. Just by anyone in the community, for anyone to think that, especially at that high of a level, being able to go to the state championship, that's awesome.
Talk about the team in general. Obviously, there's the star players that we have. Really, most of the team really is just a star. What do you think about your teammates and how they've contributed?
I couldn't have done it without any of them, honestly. Every person contributed more than anyone could ever imagine. My defense, they gave a lot of hope for me. I couldn't have done it without them, especially. And then the offense, it was just awesome to be a part of them, part of the team.
Chase Wright, real quick, what do you have to say about the team's defense? You were a crucial part to the defense as well.
We just showed up every day at practice, worked hard, and showed up in games. It's what got us that state championship, defense.
Absolutely. Hey, fellas, Bodie, Leighton, Chase, thank you very much for your time, and congrats again.
Thank you, Robbie.
All right, thank you, guys. It's Robbie Chandler out with more of the members of the Riverview Black Bears, and they talked about Leighton Massey being the MVP. He was our Warehouse Stekenstein co-player of the game. Of course, Leighton played a great game. I think he had 14 or 15 saves in the game. I'd have to pull up the final official stats. But he played an excellent game. Of course, Hayden Walters with the game-winning goal. But those guys were great. But, they were the Warehouse Stekenstein player of the game. You got to give it to an offensive and a defensive guy.
Absolutely. And, everybody talks about, Leighton Massey and his size in the goal and how helpful that is. And, boy, is that helpful. But I'm telling you, it's reaction times. As a goalie, reaction time is what matters there. And Leighton Massey is just unbelievable. He's got the height and just dives for the ball, stays just everywhere you need to be as a goalie. Leighton Massey's there diving for it, risking his body, laying out all the time. Even lays out for ones that go a little bit wide. But, you just have to do that as a great goalkeeper. And I think he's going to go down in Riverview history as one of the best goalkeepers.
And one of the things I noticed about in that game, but if you saw several of the corner kicks that Worthington Christian would take, a lot of times a team will set up for a corner. I think they had 7. But normally a team will set up and they will serve the ball into the box to try to get a header or maybe get a rebound or something like that. But Worthington Christian did not do that, because any ball that was inside the 6, anything served inside the box, Leighton Massey was going to win it.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
With his height and his wingspan, any ball, he was winning.
Yeah, whether he had to jump up above everybody to get it, whether he had to dive on the ground and get lower than everybody else to get it, he had it. And he just unbelievable stops. Again, there wasn't anything he couldn't get that night. And, there was, I think, at least one close call there. But I tell you what, second to none, great performance by Leighton Massey.
All right, we're going to try to catch up with Natalie Holbrook again. I know she is amongst all of the students and with several of the players, and I think she's going to have an interview for us here in just a little bit. In a minute, if Jacob can kind of cue her to where she's at. Have you found Natalie there, Jacob? So we'll try to get another interview with her in just a moment. All right, there's Natalie. Let's see who she's got.
Okay, sorry. All right, Brody. Played in the state game. Tell me how it felt to play in that game.
It was a blast. Obviously a dream come true, to be honest. When I was a kid, I played on it in a practice for the Crew Academy, and I always said it'd be really cool to play in the game there, and then to be able to do it, it's just really fun. And I just love the field. The atmosphere was amazing. The crowd was a blast. I mean, loudest thing I've ever heard all season. So it was just a crazy experience.
And growing up in soccer, you were one of these kids out here that were playing soccer, and I'm sure that you had kids that you looked up to that played on your high school team. So what does it mean to be one of those players now?
I mean, it's really cool to see the progress I've gone through, to be honest. I mean, ups and downs throughout my career playing soccer, which is far from over, but to be able to be where I am today, I'm really proud. I'm happy, at least. I don't know. I feel good.
Absolutely. And last question. What is your go-to pregame snack?
Oh, man. So you probably see me a lot. I have a lunchbox I bring around. But halftime, I like honey. But pregame, I mean, I usually eat peanut butter and cashew butter. Or not probably like Nutella and cashew butter sandwich. That'd be good.
All right, solid. And after the game, they did give out chocolate milk. And I did catch a picture of you with the chocolate milk and a number 1 up. So how was that chocolate milk after the game?
It was good. I liked it. It was a good brand, and honestly, I think it helped a lot.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Brody.
You're welcome.
All right, that is Natalie Holbrook over there. I think that was Brody Stevens who she was talking to there. Now, Brody also loves the Earls, so we'll throw in a plug for Earls.
Oh, does he? Oh, he's got to wait till next season.
Yeah, he's got to wait for a while, but yeah, it's all good. Well, maybe we'll send him down to Wits.
Hey, there you go. There's a great option.
Send him down to.
Get some Wits frozen custard.
Yeah, that's right. Or hit the coffee connection up. So
2 for the price of 1.
But we are excited to be here tonight. I'm Casey Claxon, joined by Chris Wallace, as we bring you the live stream of the Riverview Boys Soccer State Championship celebration. So tonight we're here amongst all the Black Bear fans, and we're happy to be able to bring you these autograph signings that are taking place. As you look at the screen, they've got everyone kind of lined up with the players, and we've got a long line. And we certainly have a lot of opportunities for these young people to be able to sign autographs. All right, Robbie Chandler has another interview, so let's go to Robbie.
Guys, we're here with Jessica Summers, mother of 2 kids on the team, Kason Summers and Kale Summers. Team photographer, there's a few of those, but I mean, she's stuck around for a very long time now. Hundreds of thousands of pictures she's taken for the whole entire team. If their parents can't be there, she's been there for every moment. Jess, like I said, you've been there for every moment. How do you feel that you really haven't missed any at all, and you're able to share these experiences with all these boys?
I feel like I'm dreaming because I have been there since they were this big and have been taking pictures to help keep my mouth shut. But just to be able to watch them through my lens and see their joy, see their frustration, see every bit of emotion, all the way through up to this point, it was a dream come true for me and for my boys.
You have two boys on the team that won the state championship. Wow. What can you say about that?
Well, I have 2 blood boys, but I will say that I have a lot of boys that have spent their lives at my house. And I can honestly say I love them like my own. So to have all of these boys and see the joy. I just wanted to be able to share with each one of them the joy that they were each experiencing. Couldn't have asked for a better situation, a better way to end for Kale's senior year, and it's just, like I said, it's surreal.
How about those, would you call it gymnastics at the end of the game?
Well, I've always kind of been famous for my lucky silver pants, and I used to be a little wild back in the day. I kind of tamed myself down because, people started getting the wrong idea, so I stayed behind the lens taking pictures, but it was time to bring out the cartwheel. I think if anything deserved a cartwheel, it was for the state championship. So.
Again, guys, this is Jess Summers, and she's been the team photographer and done a lot for the team. Jess, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, that is Robbie Chandler with Jess Summers. I know you'll see her out there taking pictures, maybe even doing a cartwheel or two.
I think I saw that cartwheel. She's that's great form.
Yeah, that's certainly exciting. All right, we're going to go to another interview. Natalie Holbrook is going to be talking with one of our administrators.
I think Mr. Rinkus said he needed a minute. He's talking there with Jerry Ollinger, so I think he's.
Well, when you're talking to the coach, the old coach, the guy who helped get this started. Now, was Jerry the very first soccer coach at Riverview? I'm trying to now. See, I'm not from here. We need to find Rich West.
Rich West and I were talking today. Actually,
he's the historian.
He mentioned, he's ready to get the field. The field doesn't have a name, the soccer field, and Jerry Ollinger very instrumental in bringing soccer to Riverview. He wants to call it the Jerry O Field or Coach O Field, and he's ready to name that field after Jerry Ollinger. Rightfully so.
Yeah, Jerry was obviously one of those great guys that you love to have around in the program, and has continued to stay a part of the program, and we certainly recognize him. He's going to be one of those that will be speaking here later tonight. Let's see. All right, I think Robbie Chandler, see if why don't have Drew come over, and all right, we'll just go to Robbie.
Guys, what's going on? We're back. I don't even know how many interviews this is with Coach Vince Andrews. I'm beyond blessed to be able to interview Coach. Coach, you did it. The beginning of the season, Coach Vince told us the goal was to win state, and he didn't stutter. Coach, what do you have to say?
We did it, Robbie. We did it.
Can finally say we did it. It's absolutely insane. I mean, he's brought this team together like no other. I personally think one of the greatest coaches in Riverview history. Many people have said that. Coaching this team, now that it's all over, what can you say?
Well, when you have a dream and you have a plan and you stick to it and you get everyone to buy in, you can make special things happen, and that's exactly what happened this year. I mean, we played a lot of quality teams along the way. A lot of people underestimated us, and I just believed in the boys, and I told them to believe in each other, and we can get the job done, and that's what we did.
I've asked Coach Kurt and Leighton Massey and a couple others, so I'm going to ask you too. Do you think this is the best defense in Riverview history?
I've been around a lot of good defenses, but I statistically definitely have to agree. Some of the goals we gave up on the season, we had a lot of our second and third team reserves in there, so if you take that out, nothing against those kids, but just get them great experience. But the guys that were on the back line, definitely statistically, were awesome. And then Leighton Massey in the goal, I mean, he just played phenomenal.
Your seniors as a whole, I've asked you previously before, but I want you to elaborate on it again. Your seniors are an incredible group. Tell me about the seniors, what you're going to miss about them, and what they've contributed all season.
A lot with the seniors, as you know, Robbie, they started out a lot of captains and things early on. They've taken that leadership role and grabbed that by the horns. I think a lot of it is just the work ethic we put in, getting them to buy into the weight room. Soccer's not known for people that are, big and strong, but they put in a lot of work in the weight room that a lot of teams don't do. The conditioning, just the all-around leadership that they provided to the team. Yes, they got great skill set, but the leadership is what is probably going to be missed about this group the most.
Coach, like I said, this is one of our final interviews, I'd say, for soccer this season. And, we did it. You did it. Your team did it. So, again, I just finally want to say congrats to you, Coach.
All right. Thank you very much, Robbie, and thank you, Black Bear Nation.
All right. Thank you, Robbie. That's head coach Vince Andrews, state champion head coach. Black Bears finally got it done. All right, now let's go to Natalie Holbrook, who is with Chuck Rinkus.
Chuck, we're here after the state championship game. Riverview boys defeated Worthington Christian. First time in school history. Tell me about that.
Well, it's really unbelievable, to be honest with you. So the first time in school history, first time in MVL history, first time in East District history. As you can see behind you, we've got some state championship. We got a long lineage of athletic success at Riverview, but soccer has just taken it to a different level. And these kids have worked really hard for several years, especially the seniors. Hayden Walters in particular, at the beginning of the year, kept saying, "We want to be state champions." Kale, we want to be state champions. And they say those things. Every kid probably says those things at the beginning of the year, the first day of practice. But you kind of look at them.
Hey, you better be careful getting the copyright.
All of a sudden, they start winning, and then they're blowing people out, and then games are ending at halftime because it's 8-0. And then you get to that final game, and you look up and you go, "We're playing in Crew Stadium," because these guys believed. Yeah. And you can see a lot of people here, but 2,600 people at Crew Stadium. They had to open up 2 more sections.
I know.
Because when Black Bear Nation travels and supports, it's real, and couldn't be any prouder.
Absolutely. And, looking at the community and all these people here and the people that were at the game, how important do you think that is to them?
Well, it's unbelievably important. In a rural community, there's not a whole lot to do. So on Friday nights or Thursday nights with soccer or Monday nights, for volleyball, or, we got winter sports here coming. That's what we do. You show up and you support your kids. So to have athletic success like this, have academic success in your school community, especially in a rural community, it's just unbelievable. And I will tell you, as the superintendent, now being here as a teacher, a coach, a principal, and now superintendent for 29 years, this community supports their kids. It's just unbelievable what has happened. Because of their success and the number of people that have come up to me. I'm always a Black Bear, I bleed black and gold, all those kind of statements. So it's not only just inside the school and not just at Warsaw. I was just talking to 2 of our parents that are actually teachers at Coshocton, and they actually wore their Black Bear gear to school on Monday. And it wasn't well received, which is okay because it wouldn't be well received in my school either. But at the same time, they would never have done that if they were just playing for a sectional title. I mean, they're playing for a state title, they're going to do that. And at the game you were there were, I can't tell you how many other schools showed up with Letterman's jackets on. Probably every school in the MVL at least had one kid there, supporting our kids. So it's not just a school thing. It's really not just a community. It's really a regional thing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chuck, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for you guys being here. We really appreciate your work.
You're welcome.
All right, that is Natalie Holbrook with Mr. Chuck Rinkus, superintendent here, and he said it best. He bleeds black and gold, and that is true. I don't think there's anybody else in this community that bleeds black and gold more than him.
Absolutely, and I tell you, you talked about the reactions. I think my favorite reaction was when they panned to the crowd to see the student section, everybody bouncing. But my favorite reaction might have been Mr. Rinkus.
Okay.
I tell you what, both hands in the air, jumping for joy, and Hayden Walters comes over, and that just tells you a lot about the community. When the guy who just won the state championship comes over and gives the superintendent a big hug, boy, gives me chills just talking about it.
We're going to play that clip here in just a second, so Jacob's going to cue that up. So we want you to watch, and Chuck said that he wasn't aware that he was going to jump in his arms. He thought he was going to break his back. so let's see that clip of the game-winning goal again.
Ball sent away by Massey in midfield, goes to Hayden Walters, who'll have it offensively. Walters, middle of the field, gets a pass off, right wing to Summers. Back to Walters, all alone. Walters for the shot, going to be in the goal! Hayden Walters! And the Black Bears are just won the state championship. Summers, Walters, state title, Riverview. Unbelievable in double overtime. And the crowd going wild at historic Crew Stadium in Columbus.
Yeah, that was very, very exciting. I watched that and I still get chills, even though it's several days later. But there were a couple of players that jumped up in his arms there. But that was Matt Croy on the call. A great call for the game-winning championship goal.
Oh, man, I'd have been tongue-tied. I'd have been so excited. He nailed it right down to every second and did a great job. And Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just everybody who talks about, just the ending of that game gives me chills still to this day without even having to watch the highlight. But again, watching that, focus on Mr. Rinkus there, boy, that just gives you chills. The excitement from the superintendent says it all.
Yeah, and I loved Matt's call. He was like, Summers, Walters, state champion, state title, Riverview. I mean, that was just such a great thing. Well, I'm Casey Claxon. I am here with Chris Wallace from WTNS, and we are at the Riverview Boys Soccer State Championship celebration. Coming up at about 6:45, we're going to be going to the administration as they're going to be having some type of a presentation of the championship trophy here at Riverview. We'll try to get some pictures of those here in a little bit as well. And then Storied Rivals has shared a championship video with us. So we thank Aaron Sprague from Storied Rivals for getting that in our hands. So we'll be able to share that. They will be showing that here at Luther Stover Gymnasium, and we'll be broadcasting that on the live stream as well. So you'll be able to see that. I think Robbie Chandler is out. And let's go ahead and go to Robbie and see who he's got over there next.
All right, guys, we're here with Parker Andrews and Laird Williamson. This is Laird, this is Parker. Fellas, state championship. How does it feel?
I don't know, man. You can't even describe it. It's like the best thing. I'm still on cloud 9 about it. I mean, it's like perfect.
I mean, the season ended and I still haven't cried about it. It's my senior year. It's over. I mean, there's really nothing you can have better than this. It's the best way to go out.
I was just about to say that. There's not really a better way that you could go out. Fellas, you guys are some leaders of the team. How are you leading this team? How were you leading this team? And what were some strategies you were using inside the huddle?
I mean, I don't really say too much. That's Kale over there that says all that. But, I mean, we just all get each other hype. We rely on each other, and that's basically all.
Being the center back, I'm more like the person that tries to push everyone up, tries to get everyone in the game, keep their heads in the game, and I like to get loud and get our teammates rowdy, and that's what we do.
Laird, question for you. What are the future plans? Is there anything that you know of yet?
I definitely plan to play collegiate soccer. I'm not sure where at yet, but it's coming in the future.
Parker, senior year coming up.
All right.
What's in store?
I think we're still going to be successful. I mean, we're losing all these guys around me, but other people are going to step up and hopefully fill their shoes. May not be as successful as this year, but that's the goal.
Fellas, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. And again, congrats on the season.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back here.
Was that good? Was that good or what?
We'll find out which volumes Robbie's there. He's pretty excited over there. We'll turn that down a little bit. But yeah, again, very exciting here from Riverview High School. I tell you, this line sure doesn't look like it's getting any smaller as it wraps around the gymnasium and out the door. Everybody wants their autographs, their pictures taken with all these players. Supposed to start here in just about 8 minutes with the actual formal ceremony, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen with the amount of people that we have here. And so we are just standing by and doing some interviews with a lot of these great kids, and I tell you the excitement. I think Hayden Walters singing was one of my favorite parts there. So we're
I was stepping away trying to help coordinate, Chris. Thanks for helping out there.
Yeah, no one else to talk to. I'm sitting here talking to myself, but yeah, absolutely. I tell you, a great interview there, and talking about what's going on next for these seniors and or juniors on the soccer team.
So we're going to see if we can. We've got coming up at 6:45. They're going to be.
I have a feeling
doing
this line right now. I can't imagine they'll be ready in 7 minutes to make their way through here. They're starting to get a little smaller here, but still a lot of people.
But we're going to showing a video coming up. So Robbie Chandler is back with a couple more players. So let's go back to Robbie.
Known to be one of the leaders of the team, if not the leader of the team. Kale, we hear you in the bleachers. We hear you from home. We hear you everywhere. Where do you get that voice from?
My mother. That's where I get that voice from.
Oh, again, I'm sorry. This is Jessica Summers. We interviewed her earlier. Jessica Summers' son, Kale Summers.
That's right. Very proud.
I mean, what an excellent season you had, Kale. Just individually, it's all about being a team sport. But individually, you had an excellent season. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. your balls that you give to all of the forwards in the midfield, anything is excellent. How do you get to be at that level?
A lot of practice, and a lot of team bonding with my guys, knowing where they're going to be at all times. Playing with them for so long really helps. So being able to know where they're going to be at on the field at all times has helped me a lot with my individual passing success for sure. I would say that's really all that helps me.
Again, like I said, a big leader in the huddle. What are you telling your fellas inside the huddle? How are you getting them hyped up?
I got to make sure they're concentrated and they're relaxed is the biggest thing, especially when we're on that big stage. We're in the state championship. Nerves are high, pressure is on, and I just got to make sure that we relax for a second and appreciate where we're at, and make sure that we can come out and play to the best of our ability. Because when those nerves are high, it's easy to get sloppy, and I got to make sure that we stay as crisp as possible, especially when we're up there in that state championship.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Leighton to Hayden, Hayden to Kale, Kale to Hayden. Is that right?
That is exactly right. That was the play.
So you ended your high school career to one of your best friends with an assist. What do you have to say about that?
That's just a surreal statistic. It was a surreal moment. We've been doing that since we were so young. Me passing the ball and Hayden finishing it, and to end our career like that, it's a fairy tale. I mean, truthfully, that's exactly how I would have dreamed it up.
Kale, again, man, thank you so much for your time, and big congrats on the season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, that is Robbie Chandler over there with Kale Summers. And Kale was one of the two guys that took their shirts off as they ran off the field. So if you're trying to figure out who that was, that was shirt number 2.
He must have had a lot of adrenaline going, because I tell you, I had my long underwear on in the stands, and it was a cold one, and it was just real windy. It was about 20-mile-an-hour winds whipping through that stadium. It was a chilly night.
Well, coming up here at 6:45, and we may even be at 6:45 yet. So here in about 4 minutes, we did talk to Principal Josh Branch. They are going to go ahead and turn off the lights. We're going to let everybody save their space, save their seat in line, and then they are going to go and be able to introduce everyone. And they'll do that coming up here in about 5 minutes. All right, let's go back to Natalie Holbrook, who is courtside with another one of our Black Bears, and I think she's got one of the managers there.
Alden, I'm here with Alden West. Man, you were at the game. What was it like to be at the game?
Really fun.
Really fun. And as we were sitting here, we were talking, and you play soccer, and you said that you guys also won the championship, and then you made a joke and said that they copied you. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how did it feel to win the championship in the junior high league?
Really, really good. We were down 2 at half, so I did not think we were going to win.
But you guys pulled out and made a win. And then we were sitting here talking about the game. I asked you who your favorite player was, and you said Haber. So Hayden Walters, he scored that goal. What went through your head after you saw him score that?
A lot of emotions. I was so happy, and I was crying a little.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Definitely an emotional thing. And what would you say it means to you to be able to see the people that you look up to go out and win a game?
It was really good. I wish that was me scoring that goal too.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have hopes to be there one day?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alden.
Thank you.
All right, that is Natalie Holbrook with Alden West. Back here at Riverview High School, Casey Claxon, joined by Chris Wallace. We're getting close to when they will be introducing all of the players. And Drew, let's go over here and get a shot of those championship trophies. So we're going to get a shot of all those trophies there that Drew has. So we can take a look at the championship hardware. There we go. It's not. Oh. So there you're looking at they're looking at the championship trophies that were won. So we're seeing the state trophy. We got the MVL. All right, thank you, Drew. We appreciate you showing that to us so everybody at home can see it. we're going to be clearing out the lines here in just a little bit, and then we will be turning it over to our speakers. Again, a lot of the fans here tonight getting the autographs. We're going to be showing the Storied Rivals highlight video, and Jacob was queuing that up just a little bit ago. So you're going to see that debuted live here from WTNS. They're doing a quick little audio test right now.
Boy, it looks like it's about a 12-minute video.
Yeah, so
nice.
You're going
a lot of highlights.
You're going to get to see that here on the WTNS YouTube channel, and we thank Aaron Sprague for sharing that with us tonight. They'll be playing that video here inside Luther Stover Gymnasium, and we're going to, Aaron has given us that video, so you guys are going to get to see a clean feed of it. We're not just putting a camera up on the screen. I know Aaron's been great to work with, and such a quality guy, and we appreciate all the work that he does, and he has helped us out greatly over the years, and I know he, once again, kind of coming through to help us here. Chris, it's been a great soccer season. We certainly appreciate all of the community that has sponsored, you know, the WTNS broadcast, and I know we had several sponsors kind of jump in on the end there.
Yeah, all it takes is having a team go to state, and you get phone calls of people wanting to sponsor the soccer games, and it's like, boy, I wish I had you guys at the beginning of the season. But
hey, we'll take it whenever.
We'll take it when we can get it. Absolutely. I got bars and restaurants calling, asking, is that game going to be on your YouTube channel? We want to put that in the restaurant. We want everybody to be able to watch it. And unfortunately, OHSAA has their own contracts and wouldn't let us do it live. But as soon as the final second overtime buzzer went off, you posted it live, and boy, very well received. A lot of people watching that, and I tell you, even more impressively, that 30-second clip of the game-winning goal. When I checked yesterday, over 26,000 views.
We're up over 3,700 now, I think. 37,000 now. Woo! So it's gone pretty high.
Nothing like 11,000 views in a 24-hour period, because, that's unbelievable. But who wouldn't want to watch? I think so many people go back and rewatch it on repeat.
Oh, yeah, I know. I keep going back to it. Whenever I want to feel good on the inside, I go back and watch it and get those tingles, from that. And one of the things I'll point out, and a lot of people that maybe went back and watched the entire game that you don't see in that clip, but right before the goal kick, whenever Leighton Massey played the ball out to Hayden Walters, and then to Summers, and then back to Hayden Walters. But right before that, there was a shot taken by Eli Funderburk that hit the post. It hit the post, and if you were wondering, Eli Funderburk is the son of former Ohio State and NBA basketball player Lawrence Funderburk. But he took a shot and hit the post, and he thought it was in. But if it was just 6 inches to the left, that would have ricocheted and gone in net. But, hey, you know what? It is what it is. And the very next play was whenever they were able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a huge play. A couple of crossbars and post kicks there that had me a little nervous.
Started here.
All right, we're gonna extend the audio now over to Josh Branch, who is asking everyone to kind of take their seats, and they're going to get the presentation going here in just a second. So we will await the team to depart into the locker room, and they've told us they're going to turn all the lights off, so it might be a little difficult to see some of the players whenever they come out, but we'll do our best to get the best camera shot because of lighting when they turn the lights off. But they are going to do that tonight, and they'll introduce all the players one by one. And we've got the Storied Rivals video that will be coming up. I'm Casey Claxon here with Chris Wallace. Glad to have all of you joining us here on the WTNS YouTube channel to celebrate the state championship by the Black Bears. And this was the inaugural Division IV championship. For those who may not be aware of the number of divisions that is in high school soccer, but prior to this year, there were 3 divisions. You had a big school, a medium-sized school, and a small school division. Riverview had always played in Division II. When they expanded to 5, then that pushed Riverview down into a Division IV team. So this was Riverview not only takes home the championship, but it's the inaugural Division IV championship.
Boy, I never even thought of it from that perspective, but I tell you, first time ever in that D4 state championship. Oh, looks like Robbie's standing by, so we're going to send it to Robbie.
All right, let's go to Robbie for another interview courtside with the Bears.
Carter Nicely. I just want to start with Remy. Remy, now that the season's over, tell me what this season has meant to you.
This has been the greatest season of soccer I've ever played and the most fun season of soccer I've ever played.
I mean, you've played with this team for a while now, and it's been ups, downs, but I mean, I think mostly ups, I'd have to say. Ending with the state championship, you've been known up in the stands and back at home in many instances as one of the best defenders on the team. What does that title mean to you?
I show up, I do my job, and at the end of the day, hopefully we win.
Carter Nicely, you had one of the best defensive clips of all time at the end of the game, saving a goal. Leighton was there, but it was a very dangerous situation. You saved it, very emotional after. Tell me about that save.
I mean, our defense played phenomenal that game, and that save was just a save where it was like you either do it or you don't. And Leighton was glad that I did that as well because he said that kid was too close for him to come out and get it as well. But I mean, I'm determined. I think everyone was determined that game to win it, especially. But yeah.
Tell me about, is it your ankle?
Yeah.
Tell me about the ankle and how you overcame this adversity so far.
I had a level 3 ankle sprain at regional semifinals against Beaver Local. Had a dirty slide from behind and, just landed on it awkward. But, I worked my butt off, elevating it every day, even had to miss school a little bit, icing it. But I also got into this, it's almost like a different type of cream for painness, stiffness, and swelling. And I would saran wrap it every night. And shout out to Chad Guest for giving me one of the machines he gave me. It was a $40,000 machine. It used to send energy shock waves into the ankle to get blood flow going on there. So I used to do that about 2 hours every day and saran wrapping it every night. So yeah, I worked pretty hard at that just to get back in playing the game.
Guys, you both have worked extremely hard to get to where you're at. If you could describe the season in one word, what would it be?
Accomplished.
Once in a lifetime.
Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. And congrats again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that is Robbie Chandler with another interview here. Courtside, Natalie Holbrook has got another black bear, and she is with Rich West. So let's go to Natalie.
All right, so Rich, I was sitting over here, and boss man Casey Claxon told me that I need to ask you about this soccer ball. So tell me, what's the story behind it?
Well, it's probably more special to me than it is most people, but Coach Olinger has kept the very first soccer ball we ever had at Riverview. Our first year was in 1989. I was a junior, so I was part of the very first team we ever had there, and Coach Olinger was the coach, and we all signed it for him, give it to him as a gift, and he's kept it all these years. And during the state tournament, when we all got together, we had a little tailgate session. He brought this out, so it's kind of a cool little thing, and he's let me hang on to it. He's going to take it back today, but it's kind of a big deal for us. This whole process has been amazing to be part of, being alumni and getting to go watch them. This is just icing on the cake to have this with us.
Absolutely. And what would you say your favorite part about being able to watch these guys go out there and play and bring home the trophy?
Well, you know what? There's a lot. The biggest thing is I've known these kids since they were in 6th, 7th grade. So watching them grow up, I coached them in basketball, and now watching them through soccer, obviously sat back and admired the hard work they put in, the dedication they put in, and when they got that win, I can't lie, I was very fortunate to be close to Coach Olinger and got to embrace him with a hug and got to see the emotions that he had. And then look down on the field and I see Hayden Walters with his shirt off again, because that's what Hayden does when he celebrates. He's probably the best celebrator we have. But it was just so exciting for all of us, especially being a Riverview alumni.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Natalie Holbrook with Rich West showcasing that soccer ball, and I got a chance to look. I got a chance to look at the soccer ball, and it said first year 1989. So the 1989 season was the very first year, and Rich, like he said, he was a junior on that team.
Absolutely. So what's that? 35 years of soccer history here at Riverview.
Yeah, that's very exciting, very exciting. Well, we are certainly glad that all of you have joined us here tonight. We are live on the WTNS YouTube channel. All right, Robbie Chandler has another interview. He's got another former coach over there on the sideline. He's all dressed up.
What's going on? We're back with Coach Bornwell. Coach was Coach Bornwell was one of the former coaches here at Riverview High School. Lots of soccer played with Coach Bornwell. He understands the game very well. Coach, seeing this team win what they have won this year, and seeing this team that has played together for so long win the state championship, what does that mean to you? What do you think about all this?
It's very exciting. I'm very proud of them. It takes a lot of work to do all this, and a lot of commitment. So it's very exciting for our Eastern District.
Yeah, I mean, you've coached. Who all have you coached previously while they were younger?
Most of them, the seniors and the juniors, I worked with most of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, the players like Cale Summers and Hayden Walters, Laird, I mean, all of them. I mean, I've heard all of them talk about you and what a good role you've played in helping them develop. So being a part of this team, I mean, that's nothing to just shake your head at. I mean, that's a big deal. How does that make you feel?
No, it's very exciting. For everything that you do, there's a reward. The commitment that you have pays off at some point, and seeing these kids grow up, committing to the sport, it has finally paid off. It's for me, as a person who has worked with them previously, it's very exciting. And some of them I've known them since they were little kids, and to see them accomplish this, that's very exciting.
If you could tell this whole team one thing, a piece of advice or anything, what would you tell them now?
Well, and I'm going to go back to my father, always told me, the choices that you make today affect tomorrow. So whatever decisions you make today, they'll impact tomorrow. So be careful with what decisions you make. Make sure you make wise decisions.
Again, guys, this is Coach Bornwell. Coach, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All right, that is Robbie Chandler with former head coach Bornwell Ciangina. So good to have him here tonight. I believe he's also going to be speaking. They're going to have a number of speakers that will come out and address the team. As you look out on the court now, they are starting to move some of the chairs out in front of the podium, and the varsity team will be seated there, and we will bring that to you. They are going to be introducing all of the players one by one. They'll bring them out onto the court, and then we'll also play the Storied Rivals video, which will be the championship video that Aaron Sprague and his team have put together. Of course, they had a couple of guys there the other night. Their videos have been going around on YouTube, but this entire community has just really embraced this championship. We talked about that at the very beginning, Chris, but there were people from outside of the district, obviously in Coshocton County, but schools throughout the surrounding area were there to support Riverview in their quest for a championship.
Absolutely. I think there was about 5 or 6 students sitting right behind me, and I think they were from West Muskingum. And so, again, just all the schools, you look around, and it's not just black and gold jackets that you saw at that game. Just so many MVL schools and familiar colors and faces, and people we've called on the radio before. Just a crazy amount of show out for these Riverview Black Bears. Just again, a great season, and the amount of support and the outpouring for all these people is great. And so we're now going to send it to Robbie Chandler.
We're back with Mr. Branch, the principal of Riverview High School. Mr. Branch, you've been with this team for a while. I mean, I see it almost every single game, if not every single game. Seeing these boys accomplish the things that they have, what do you have to say about it?
Well, they've had this goal since last year when they got beat in the regional semis. They came back and they've worked extremely hard, and they set this goal of playing for a state title and winning the state title. And, they took it, our motto, get better, 1% better every day, and they've embraced that idea, and they've worked hard all summer, all fall. They've proved a lot of naysayers wrong, and I'm going to talk about that tonight. But super proud of them. They're great kids. We've traveled well. We've had a lot of fun the last couple weeks on this tournament run. But I go back to they're phenomenal kids. The love they have for each other while they play is something that's not seen very often in high school sports. And I think that's a lot of why they're successful, is just they care about each other, but they're willing to hold each other accountable. And at the end of the day, they're still best friends, and they can still hang out, but knowing that the other person's going to call them out if they're not doing what they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that, even the coaches over there have said that they attributed to you. You brought something to this school whenever you came here a few years back. You told us all you want us all to get 1% better every day, as you said. This is something that the coaches continue to tell their kids every single day. We need you to get 1% better. Knowing that you've at least contributed somehow, some way to this team, that's a pretty big effect. Telling them to get 1% better every day. Compound interest is a lot. Where'd you get that quote from, and what do you have to say about it?
Well, I can say that, and I put it on my emails, and I put it on things that we put out, but it comes down to our coaches and our kids believing in that and wanting to get 1% better every day. And we have some teams that have had some great success, and I contribute to that. You're going to have days that you just don't have it. You're not going to be very good that day. But being willing to come back the next day and get better and work harder, and if it's watching film or in the weight room or an extra conditioning session, just getting 1% better every day. And at the end of the year, if you can, those numbers of days that are better outweigh those other days, then you've had a pretty successful season. And we talk about that in school every day. And it has slowly started to take effect. Our kids are starting to believe in it, even here at school. And so, I don't remember exactly where I got it, but I heard it, and I just believe in that. Because there's days that kids wake up and I don't want to be here, and you just got to get through the day and then turn the page and get better the next day. So, and this team has truly embraced the 1% better.
Mr. Branch, I just want to congratulate you on being able to be a part of this team, this community, and this school. And you've done an awesome job, so thank you for your time.
Well, I appreciate that. We've had a lot of people step up this tournament run and contribute financially to allow us to take, we took 279 kids to the state championship in grades 7 through 12, which is about a third of our building. So we're super proud about that, and super proud that our kids want to be involved and want to be part of something like this. So thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Robbie Chandler over there with Mr. Josh Branch, principal here at Riverview High School. We're awaiting the ceremony to start. But before we do that, Natalie Holbrook has another guest, a guy that had a bird's eye view of the game. Natalie, who you got with you today?
Well, Casey, I have Lil Webb with me today. Lil Webb, you out there filming for Storied Rivals. You followed the Riverview Black Bears all throughout the season. And you were telling me that all your coworkers told you better get ready because these boys are going to state. And that was found to be true. So what was it like to be able to follow a team that made it to state?
Oh, it's super amazing. Just see where they first started out to where they are now. Because honestly, at first, I got to film them at their high and their lowest when they got that first loss against Marietta. But until after that, they did not want to feel that feeling the end. So then it just got better and better and better. And then right when I filmed them in the state semis and they won that game, it was just super amazing. Just see all that emotion, just all that hard work to them on the state championship. And then when I found out I was filming the state championship, that was even more amazing, as I've never been in a big stadium like that in front of such a huge crowd.
And talking about the crowd, you were telling me that you haven't seen a crowd come out like that and support a team in a while. So how did it feel to be down there on the field filming and being able to capture those emotions that the crowd was giving off?
Oh, absolutely. There was nothing like it. I was even telling some people on the sidelines, if you kind of looked at the back of the players with the crowd in the background, it almost looked like as if it was a Columbus Root in that you were taking footage or photos of. I mean, there was nothing like that. It's super amazing to see this small town community come out and support these guys. And it was like 4 times the size of the city that we're in that showed up to the game. I mean, there's nothing like that. I mean, it's straight out of a movie.
Absolutely, Little Webb. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and I'm sure that the community definitely appreciates your support, being able to follow them throughout their entire journey and being able to document. So we appreciate what you do, and I'm sure that they do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And if you guys want to, be sure to subscribe to Storied Rivals on YouTube to check out some of our highlights of the Riverview boys soccer team, as well as the state championship highlight, which we are going to be premiering here in a little bit, and we'll also be premiering on YouTube on Saturday.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, so you're going to get to see that before anybody else by tuning in to the WTNS YouTube channel. Lil Webb. What is Lil Webb's last name? Do you even know, Natalie? No, he just Lil, his first name, last name Webb.
I don't know if that was Little or Lil. Lil.
Lil Webb. Okay.
Lil Webb.
All right.
Well, it looks like they finally got the fans stopping with the autographs, so they've gotten all the players in the locker room. So it looks like we are getting ready to get underway here.
But we all the players have departed. They have gone into the locker room. Athletic director Katie Westney was over there with the spotlight a little bit ago, and she was making sure that thing was fired up and ready. I think some of the coaches are now finally making their way into the locker room. You can tell who's on the team and the staff by the color of the hair.
The blonde hair. I don't know. I saw Rich West with his blonde hair, too.
Oh, yeah, maybe he did that.
That's why he's wearing a hat up there.
Good man. All right, I think we got Josh Branch, who is going to be speaking to the crowd here in just a little bit. So we're going to turn it over to him and have the official ceremony to begin.
Okay, good evening, and welcome to the celebration of our very own 2024 OHSAA Division IV Boys Soccer State Championship team. We appreciate all of you coming out tonight to help us celebrate this special team. We have several people who are going to have the opportunity to speak this evening, and then Storied Rivals has done an outstanding job covering our team this year, but especially on this long tournament run, they have a short rendition of a video to show at the conclusion. Without any further wait, let's introduce your state champion 2024 Riverview Black Bears. I would now like to introduce one of our seniors, Ben Leisure, to come to the podium to help us bring our state championship boys soccer team into the gym.
Senior, Laird Williamson. Senior, Brody Stevens. Senior, Hayden Walters. Senior, Nick Phillips. Senior, Chase Wright. Senior, Remington Graham. Freshman, Kason Summers. Senior, Kale Summers. Senior, Micah Hardesty. Freshman, Cameron Murphy. Junior, Deacon Ames. Junior, Brody Johnson. Senior, Derek Beitzel. Sophomore, Blaze Klein. Freshman, Carson Kale. Sophomore, Jude Dooling. Junior, Carter Nicely. Freshman, Zyler Lay. Sophomore, Morgan Kramer. Junior, Kyle Roach. Sophomore, Gavin Bamer. Junior, Leighton Massey. Junior, Carter Hammersley. Freshman, Levi Fox. Sophomore, Carter Graham. Freshman, Jackson Maynard. Junior, Bodie Richard. Sophomore, Cash Williams. Junior, Parker Andrews. Assistant coach, Jason Beitzel. Assistant coach, Kurt Nicely. And head coach, Vince Andrews.
Wow. Wow, that's all I can say. It has been a little under 72 hours since these guys took care of business at historic Crew Stadium. The game against Worthington Christian is a game that will forever be remembered by the over 2,600 fans from Black Bear Nation and surrounding schools that were in attendance that night. We want to say thank you to our very own local WTNS for broadcasting the game on the radio, for our fans that could not get to Columbus, and then WTNS and Claxon Communications for having the live stream available at the conclusion of the game. They are a great partner for us, and we appreciate all the great broadcasting and reporting that they provide for our local school districts. I would be remiss if I did not mention how absolutely grateful we are for the support that our soccer team has received throughout this season, and especially on this memorable tourney run, but also the countless donations that we have received from local businesses and individuals for pet buses and student tickets. We have a TV set up right out front here that has all those sponsors listed. We were able to take pet buses to the district and regional volleyball and soccer games. We also had money donated to help pay for the student tickets during those games. We had money donated that allowed us to take and pay for approximately 120 7th through 12th grade students to the state semifinal game at Dover. We had an absolutely incredible amount of donations last Thursday and Friday that allowed us to take over 275 7 through 12 students to the state championship game. I know that we had more students in attendance than the 275 we purchased, but we also had money donated in order to pay for students to eat that night. We had a tailgate out by the local tailgate put on by the alumni. We greatly appreciate these donations, and I know that these boys have said how much it meant to them to have such a huge student section and amazing crowd following them all year. So if we could give all of those local businesses and individuals a big round of applause. At this time, I would like to invite our county commissioners to the podium for a special presentation to our soccer team. Please help me give their spokesperson, Dane Shyok, a very warm welcome.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, it's quite an honor to stand before you. All of us standing behind me, and myself included, are graduates from this high school. It may have been a few years ago, okay? Gray hair may tell you that. But it is an honor to be back here with this achievement that you was able to bring to this community. Not only did you bring it to the Black Bear Nation, but you brought it to the whole community. All of Coshocton County has been behind you, and it showed in the support. I sat beside a gentleman at the soccer game that was running an Instagram program. He said some of you people follow him. And he said, without a doubt, he'd been to every girls' and every boys' game at the stadium. And we had more people there by far than anything he had ever seen. So a testament to the community. Thank you. As he said, my name's Dane Shyok. I'm the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners. Accompanying me today is Gary Fisher and Rick Conkle, who are also members of the Board of County Commissioners. Bob Bigrig is Commissioner-elect, will take over in January 2nd of this year. We're honored to have him come in. And with us also is Mary Beck, who is our project coordinator for all the projects we've got going on in the county, and as well as our county administrator, sort of keeps us all straight in what we're supposed to do. So without anything further ado, it is quite an honor for the Board of County Commissioners to offer a commendation honoring the Riverview Black Bears for winning the first state team title in boys soccer. Whereas Riverview Black Bears have achieved an extraordinary milestone by winning their first ever state team title in soccer, making a historic achievement for the program and the district. And whereas on November 11th, 2024, at historic Crew Stadium, the Black Bears courageously faced off against the 2023 runner-up Worthington Christian in an epic battle that extended into double overtime, showcasing their skill, resilience, and unbreakable team spirit. And whereas the Riverview Black Bears' outstanding victory not only secured the place as a Division IV state champions, but also earned them the distinction of becoming the first team in both the Muskingum Valley League and the East District history to achieve this honor in soccer. And whereas this triumph stands as a testament to the hard work, dedication, sportsmanship displayed by Riverview Black Bears team, their coaches, and the Riverview community, whose support has been invaluable throughout this season. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that we hereby recognize and celebrate the Riverview Black Bears for their historic accomplishment, commending them on their excellence on field and honoring their legacy as trailblazers who have forever lifted the pride of this community, district, and the school. Resolved that the Riverview Black Bears, through their unforgettable performance and the Division IV state championship victory have set a new standard for achievement and inspiration for all the teams and athletes in the Muskingum Valley League and beyond. And witness whereof this 13th day of November 2024, this commendation is issued to honor the 2024 Riverview Black Bear State Champion Boys Soccer Team. Congratulations, champions. Who do you want me to pick? If I could have the seniors come up for this presentation. Where's the cameras at over here? Mister, where's the cameras? Over here? Come on over here, John. Who wants to be in the middle? Gets to hold all this. Okay. Guys, face the cameras over there.
You should shake their hands.
Watch cable.
We appreciate you joining the Riverview Boys Soccer State Championship celebration here on the WTNS YouTube channel. And now
I'm
Athletic
Katie
Director.
Westney, the Athletic Director
Katie
here at
Westney.
Riverview. Today, you sit here not just as a team, but as history makers. What you have achieved is nothing short of extraordinary. And I want to take a moment to remind you all of what you've done, because what you've done is monumental. This season has been a journey unlike any other. From day one, you came together as a team, setting aside individual goals and putting the success of the group first. Each practice, every match, every moment in the weight room and on the field, you laid the foundation for something bigger that any of us could ever imagine. But today, right now, you've made history. You are the first team in the NBL to make it to a state championship, and you're the first team in the East District to reach this level of success. And let's talk about how you did it. You didn't just get to the state final. You fought through every obstacle, every opponent, every injury, every setback, and you kept pushing. You never gave up. You never let up, and you never let doubt creep in. You showed up day after day, not just as soccer players, but as a team. You made each other better. You made each other stronger. Now, when it came for the biggest test, the state championship, you didn't back down. You didn't shrink from the pressure. The game was a battle, a true test of will and skill. The whole stadium felt the weight of the moment. The score was tied, the time was running out, but you never flinched. You played with everything you had for each other, for your families, and for the school. And when that second overtime came and the moment arrived, you took it. You seized it, and when the ball hit the back of the net, the roar of the crowd, the celebration, and the sheer emotion is all because of you. This victory, this state championship, is yours. It's more than just a trophy, it's a legacy. It's proof of what happens when a group of dedicated athletes come together and refuse to be anything less than their best. It's proof that when you work as one, you can achieve things that seem impossible. You've set a new standard for this school, for the MVL, for the East District. You've shown every future player what is possible. You've shown them that with heart, determination, and belief in each other, anything is possible. So stand tall, boys. Remember this moment, because it's yours to keep forever. You made history. You earned this victory, and you've earned the right to call yourself champions. Congratulations, and thank you for giving us all a season we will never forget.
No long speeches from Mr. Renkus, so you're okay. I'm here tonight to introduce the next two speakers. The next two speakers have laid the foundation for this program since 1989, and the first of those two speakers tonight really needs no introduction. When I came here in 1996, he was the coach of this program. All right, he was the first coach of this program, and we would not all be sitting here if it wasn't for Jerry Ollinger. So at this time, Mr. Ollinger.
At this point, I'm supposed to say good evening, but let's just forget that. How about a great evening? This is not a good evening. This is even better. You agree? I mean, it's one that we've waited for a long time. Mr. Renkus texted me a couple nights ago and asked me if I would speak, and sure. Then he also said, I want you to say something about the history of Riverview soccer and then talk to the boys. That sounds to me like the right to talk twice as long as anybody else, so bear with me. Mr. Renkus already said that we did start in 1989, and get to the right page here, 1989, and that first year we won 3 games. We went 3-11-1, but let me tell you what happened that year. Of those 3 wins, one of the wins was over the MVL champions. On a certain night, we played a huge game against Tri-Valley. We had no business beating them, but we did. So right then, early in the career, this place got started winning some big games. Now here we are in year 35, 21-1-2. Is that correct? Did I get that right? Yeah, that's pretty darn good. That's the best ever. In this time, between the combination of MVL championships and ECOL championships, we've won 14 of those titles. Next one, and I want to try to explain this real quickly, we have 8 district championships. And here's what you need to know about winning a district championship. When you win one of those, you've had a heck of a year because tournaments are tough. And when you play your first game, after that night, I'll just say it, the bad teams are going. That's what the tournament is. First night, bad teams are going. The second night, you're now playing somebody that's pretty good. They've already beaten somebody. They're at least average or better than average. So once you win that second game, you're now in the district championship, which leaves you with one other really good team in the district. So that's tough to win a district championship. We won 8 of those. Then to go on to the regional, it just exponentially gets more difficult. To win at the regional is extremely difficult. We've done that 4 times. We've made it to the Elite 8 4 times, and then this year, you guys broke through. The first time we got there was 2000, the second time 2004, the third time 2007, and that's kind of where we're at. We've had 4 coaches. I did it for 12 years. My assistants were Steve Martin in '89, Kyle Knuckle. Does anybody remember that name? He was a soccer coach. From 90 to 94, Mike Burr helped me, became a soccer coach from 95 to 2000, and there'll be more about Mike later. And then Bornwell Ciangina, during my stretch of 12 years, whenever he could, he was working and got, had a little later quitting time, but he came any chance he could to help with us and make us get better. Then after I was done in 2000, Bournewell took over for the next 13 years, and he had Mike Burr for the entire time. And I think those of you that know Mike know what a special man. Mike Burr was the longest coach in the history. Let me see, with 5 and what did I say? He did it 13 years, 18, something like 18 years. It's just, you know, amazing man. Bournewell was assisted by Mike. Mike, now this is where it gets a little great for me, but his assistant was Vince Andrews, all right? And then after Mike wasn't able to coach any longer, Vince took over as the head coach. And his assistants have been Jason and Kurt, who has been introduced, right? So that's somewhat close. Here's what's interesting about coaching, or all this. Kind of we're all tied together. I started, Mike helped me, Bournewell helped me, I mean really helped me, those guys did. Vince Andrews played for me from 1994 through 97. Vince was a very good defender. Could you tell that the other night? Okay, Vince was a very good defender. Bournewell became the assistant, or excuse me, the head coach. Mike was there. So then Mike took over and had Vince helping him. We went through all that. One thing you tend to do as a teacher or a coach is you teach or coach the way you were taught or coached, okay? That's how you do it. We've tied a lot of things together, and I think each coach brought a little something with them. I took over. If you would have wrote down on a Band-Aid what I knew about soccer the first year, there'd still been room to write more. I didn't know beans about soccer. All I knew was I thought I had the ability to get kids to play hard, to practice hard, and work hard. That's where we started. And then it started falling in place. Got to learn a little bit more and so forth. But that's really all I could bring. Bournewell brought a whole lot more. Bournewell brought a short passing game, kind of like the one on the winning goal the other night, a very short passing game, and it stayed there. Bournewell emphasized time of possession, which makes sense. If we have the ball and they don't, our chances are better. And Bournewell also just taught kids vision. I mean, just see what happens if you vacate an area and create that space. Bournewell brought that, something that I never experienced because I never played the game. Bournewell played the game and played it well. And then Mike Burr. Mike continued all those things that he had been with all that time. Mike Burr is still probably one of the most amazing men I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And kids loved him. They would run through the wall for him. But Mike continued the same principles that he was teaching as assistant coach. But the one thing Mike brought was Mike added kids the love for your teammates. I mean, he just made it a point to help you understand how important it is to love your teammates and love others. And Mike was easy to love. Mike also had the never say die, never give up, I won't accept it. You keep going, you keep persevering, you keep fighting, you find a way. Just be relentless. And Vince has carried that through. So that leads me to Vince. Vince was all the above. But the one thing that Vince did was Vince has built a defense that a 14-time Final Four, a 4-time state champion, a team ranked number 1 last year, and I'll say it, they're number 2 this year. I don't care what any poll says out there. They are number 2. Vince built a team that those teams couldn't score against. We went to the state Final Four, throttled Beechwood. They did not score. We just played, I figured it out. It was like 176 minutes, and no one put the ball in the net. My basketball coach once told me, if we don't let them score, we can't lose. All right, so it applies here too. So with that said, the net results so far, and this wraps up the history, 422 wins at Riverview, 199 losses, and 53 ties. That's where we stand today. And you other guys, We're going to build that next year. Now, before I talk to the boys, I just have one question to ask our fans, spectators, and parents. Besides me, did anyone else pray during that game? Kind of figured. Yep, kind of figured. I hadn't until those Worthington Christian boys couldn't pick themselves up off the ground. We had a delay. I just put my head down and I started praying. But I didn't pray for a win. I'll tell you right now, I didn't pray for a win. What I prayed for was for God to give them the strength, the perseverance, the don't quit mentality, everything they got, cover their brothers, just give them the ability to do what they need to do to finish. That was my prayer. All right? So we'll come back to it later. Boys, I'm now talking to you. Congratulations. You've heard it 100 times. You'll hear it many more. But I want to tell you, you have no idea what you've just done. Okay? I was fortunate enough to have experienced what you experienced, believe it or not, 50 years ago. I got to share that experience. And here's what I learned that I did not know at that time. So I'm going to share some things with you. You're now famous in this community. People know you. You play soccer for Riverview? And yeah, I do. And they think that's cool. The impact on your families. How many of you got an unusually long hug after the game? How many of you? All right. Listen, we're being honest here, because I'm going to tell you something a little bit that should embarrass me, but I'm proud of it. So you didn't you got one long hug. That's it. Well, I hugged it. Was that the one? Okay. Okay. Anybody have tears? Anybody see your parents have tears? How many of you saw mom or dad cry? Raise your hands. Go ahead. They can't yell at you because I'm here. I won't let them. Okay. All right. So you made an impact on your parents. Riverview students, let me ask you to do this, because this is the one thing I cannot quit looking at. I don't know which one it is. I think it might be Claxon Productions, the pictures when you guys ran to the corner and you could see the student faces. Expand that thing out and look at the faces. Look at what you did for those kids, your classmates, your schoolmates, and the ones that weren't there. I can't tell you what you did, the pride you instilled into them. It was wonderful. For the Riverview District, you had 2,600 people there on a Monday night at 7 o'clock. And you blew the field away on attendance. I'm thinking if that game's on a Saturday at 4 or 7, there's 3,600, maybe 4,600 there. It's just, that's the way we travel. And you guys caused that. You did this. The Riverview soccer alumni, I got to see soccer players I haven't seen for some of them almost 30 years out there at the tailgate. And they were excited. I mean, they were excited. They were there with you. They were. I talked to some here tonight. I mean, they felt like they were playing too. As the game ended, I'm hugging everybody around me, and all of a sudden somebody picks me up from behind. Here was one of my former players. I mean, it's just what you did for the alumni to now, they're, you know, to know that they're your older brothers, if you will. You just gave them a thrill. And I also know that some of our people that couldn't be here was watching from North Carolina, California, and Florida. They were watching that. The Eastern District and the MVL. I saw Letterman's coach from Tri-Valley, Maysville, Morgan, West, Muskingum, New Lex, Sheridan, Coshocton. You gave them pride and hope. You really did. It's never been done. Riverview did it. We can too. And you know what? Good for them. But you're not going to beat us, right? That's how it works. Okay. And then one thing I will tell you, get ready for this, underclassmen. Because you won the state championship, I was a junior when I was on a state team. The next year, everybody we played their best game of the year against you, because this is their state championship. So there will not be a night off next year. You're going to get their A game the whole time. So that's just what you got to look forward to that you brought on yourself, but it's all good. Now, about the game. I watched it again last night, and here's a couple of takeaways that I had. You were dead on your feet those final 35 minutes. You were out of gas. It started about then. When it got to that second overtime, I was just, I think I was still praying. But you were dead on your feet. And I also know that the influence of Mike Burr came into play. This is where Mike Burr, fight like Mike, you know what that is. And I'm going to single out 3 plays, just 3. There was dozens more. Carter Nicely made a save in the first overtime that no one else could have made, but I think the spirit of Mike was carrying you. I really do. He said, let's go. Get in there and stop this, and he did. Leighton, you made a hard dive to your right, extended with your left hand, and put on an ESPN top 10 save. But you had somebody helping you. He was there with you. Cale, you were dead earlier than everybody else. I'll tell you, you were tired. You're a center midfielder. You were tired. And I was worried about you. I mean, it's like, come on, Cale. Come on, Cale. Come on. Unhook the wagon, Cale. Let's go. But, Cale, you were tired because you had worked so hard. But you made that run. You were too tired, but somehow you got motivated and made that run across the middle. Had you not done that, had you given in to being tired, we wouldn't be, well, we would, but we would have went to shootout, and at that point, it's a 50-50. It's a toss-up. You made that run. I think it was literally the spirit of Mike Burr nudging you, saying, come on, be tough, go. And that's the influence that Mike Burr's had on this program. So, guys, let's give Mike Burr a hand. Don't ever forget him. Okay, before the final play, I want to say this, because I'm going to rehash the final play, and then I'm pretty well done. Sorry, speaking a long time, but I love you guys. I got so much I want to tell you. For the players who did not play, not everybody gets into state championship game, but I know this. You had a part in that goal that was scored at the end, because you made Hayden and all the guys that were out there on the field at that time work in practice every day. If you don't have somebody pushing you, you do not get better. For you guys, you are as important as anybody else on that field. Don't think otherwise. I know in the game when they were coming off, you were getting them pumped up, you were telling them good job, you were supporting them, and that's what good teammates do. For the 11 spots on the field, each one of you made a big play somewhere in the game that was just as important as the last shot that went in, because you don't know what would have happened had you not made that play. Just the fact that one of you maybe got a foot on a through ball that would have been a one-on-one for a Worthington Christian kid, but you made play after play after play the whole game. So for everybody on the field, that was just wonderful. Everybody contributed. Now I'm going to take you through what I call the most exciting moment in the history of Riverview sports. The clock at Crew Stadium said 4 minutes and 2 seconds left when the last time Worthington Christian touched the ball grazed off the bar. Okay? I think Mike was on the one side blowing just to get that ball to carry, but it grazed off the bar. At 3:40, Leighton tees up the ball for the goal kick. At 3:34, Leighton drives a beautiful goal kick over the midfield to Hayden, who had come back to the ball. At 3:31, Hayden traps and turns. At 3:26, Hayden slides it to Cale, finishing his run, the best run I've ever seen him make. Cale then, at 3:24, delivered a perfect pass to Hayden in the slot. At 3:22 on the clock, Hayden shot. At 3:20, the back of the net ripples for the first and final time of the night. That was good. But here are 5 things that happened at 3:20 on the clock. Goal scored. Game ends. You're state champs. The fans were in a frenzy and just euphoric. They were just out of their minds. So happy. And prayers were answered. It's that simple. I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you now, and it's not going to embarrass me. I was standing like this, and the only time my hands came down is when I had to take my glasses off and wipe away the tears, and then back up and hugging everybody around me and jumping, and just, it was one of the most wonderful feelings I had in my life. And I just want to let you know that everybody here thanks you, and I thank you for the gift that you gave each of us. It's great to be a Black Bear. Great job, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Ollinger. At this time, the second coach in program history, Bornwell Sangia.
I don't even know where to start. It's, you know, I moved to Coshocton, I think it was in 1995, when I first moved to Coshocton. And in that moment, the first thing I was looking for was a soccer field. I did not find a soccer field, you know, and my wife asked me what I was going to do. I said, well, somehow there has to be a soccer field somewhere. We'll look for it. So we drove around, and we found Lake Park. And then at Lake Park, I find out that there's a Riverview High School that has a soccer team. So I invited myself. And bless his heart. He opened his arms and welcomed me to help him every moment that I could help. And he just did not realize that he was actually helping me in trying to cope with life. Because soccer was the only thing that I knew, I truly knew, sports-wise. And by being a part of that, it allowed me to adjust. Not only that, you know, as Jerry worked with the boys when he was coaching, I learned so much from him. You know, I learned, I'm not a teacher. You know, he was a teacher. He knew how to deal with students. He knew how to deal with players. So one of the things I learned from him was how to handle the kids. Thank you so much, Jerry. You know, and to me that was critical and that was crucial. You know, let's fast forward. You know, as Jerry retired, you know, he asked me if I would be interested in coaching high school. And I told him, let me think about it. You know, I thought about it, and I said, sure, I'll do it, I'll try it. You know, not knowing how to interact with the kids, you know, that was kind of like a challenge for me. But you know, I ended up falling in love with it. In all that, we worked together as a team. The practices that we did, the conditioning. I know most of you, all of you hate conditioning. The conditionings that we did, at the end, they were very beneficial. Without those basic things, you cannot survive. And for the parents, I've heard you scream at the kids that, why aren't you running? I would like for those that have not played soccer to try it one day and see how it feels. It's a lot of work, But you know that working with these kids, it made me a person who I am today. It made me a better person. It made me understand what life was like. It made me appreciate the students. Yes, it was all about soccer. But let me take you back to my childhood for a minute, if you don't mind. I still remember my father telling me, Bourne, the decisions that you make today, they are the decisions that will impact your life 10 years from now. And the decisions that you young men made, the decision that you made to decide to play soccer, when did you make that decision? You didn't make it this year. That decision you made is the end result of today. We are here because you made that decision. We are here because you committed. We are here because you put time into it. Every good thing, ladies and gentlemen, every good thing takes a lot of work. Everything that is good takes a lot of work. If it's not good, you didn't put work. And we are here because of you guys. Some of you young men, I worked with you. Derek Beitzel, where is he? Derek. Oh my gosh, Derek, when he was year high, he was always trying to run between my legs. That's how small he was. We are here because you guys are champions. And Coach Ollinger talked about Coach Burr. Man, I loved that man. He became more like a brother to me than an assistant coach. We worked together for years. I worked with him for 13, 14 years. Now tell me, that person, when you work with someone for that long, you know each other. He was such a fun guy to be around. He was so committed to the sport. He would always say, Bourne, I'm going to tell you, if you take it on these kids, they are going to walk all over you, And my favorite saying about Coach Burr was always, dead gummit, And I bring Coach Burr because he's part of this. He's part of what we have accomplished today, what you guys have accomplished today. He's part of the group that founded the program. He worked with Coach Ollinger. And I learned from Coach Burr because he was always here with the students. He always updated me what was going on. But let me tell you, the most important thing for you guys, as Coach Ollinger said, now you're popular. Everybody knows who you are. The question is this, ladies and gentlemen. How do you always want to be remembered? How do you want people to remember you? My theory, when I coached was If you're not having fun, that means you're working too hard. In soccer, you have to have fun. And how many of you guys here were not having fun on Monday? Let me see the hands. How many of you were not having fun? I bet you are all having fun. See, because that's something that you love to do. Coach Andrews, do you still have nails? Because I saw you over at the sideline, you know? But see, you were on the sideline because you loved it. Coach Andrews helped Coach Brian and I. We worked together for a year. And all the help that we get, ladies and gentlemen, we learn from each other. As a team, you'll never find an I in the word team. As a team, we work together. As a team, we fail together. As a team, we win together. And you guys were victorious because you played as a team. You know, Hayden, I want to thank you. I want to thank you very, very much. Because you know what was going to happen if you did not score that goal? I was supposed to walk from Columbus to Coshocton. And thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You know, because foolishly I make a comment. I say, if he doesn't score that goal, I'm walking to Coshocton. And thank goodness you did score. You know, but see, as we were all standing in the stands with the anticipation, you know, we were all waiting because we knew you win, you make history. You win, you make us all proud. You win, you make the whole community become part of history. You guys, on Monday, you wrote history. You created history. And that history is what brings us here tonight. With your coaches, man, you know, how many films did you watch? You know, how many trips did you make to go watch the other teams before you play? How much strategy did you put? And I bring all this because it's what brings us together. It's what brings success to the team. And again, for those of you who are young, who are not graduating this year or next year, you got a bullseye on your back. From the time Coach Ollinger coached, all I heard was everybody wanting to beat who? Riverview. Everybody wanted to beat Riverview. Now it's going to be even worse. Coach Andrews, good luck. You know, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because it makes our program here. It puts it on the map. It makes everyone wonder and wanting to know who Riverview is. We gotta find out who this Riverview is. Where did they come from? They came out of nowhere. You know, and thank you so much for crossing that barrier that we have struggled to cross. But you guys did it. But it took the building blocks to get there. My advice to you, those of you who are graduating, those of you who are seniors, again, what you do today impacts what you do tomorrow, what you are tomorrow, who you are tomorrow. You know, the best thing that you can do, you always want people to say, man, I want to be like Hal. He's such a nice young man. He's someone I'm so proud of. I want to be like Brody. I want to be like Hayden. You know, remember that commercial, be like Mike? You know? You guys have kids younger kids that are looking up to you, what kind of a role model are you going to be to them? How do you want them to view you? How do you want them to grow? Because see, they want to be like Derek. They want to be like Leighton. Yeah. They are all excited. The support that you received from the community, not only from Coshocton County, from the schools that are in the Eastern District, it was amazing for me to see that. Yeah. It was amazing that you guys could get that kind of support, not just from your local community. To me, that shows how much the other communities care about the success of the other program. And let's keep that. Let's keep that spirit. At the end of the day, we play because we want to have fun. And again, I want to tell you that the best sport in the world, soccer is the best sport in the world. I don't care what they say, it's the best sport in the world. There's nothing that tops that. The whole reason it's the best sport in the world, it's the only sport that has continuity. There's no timeouts in soccer. It has that continuity, which is so exciting because there's no, when there's continuity, things flow. I was, in closing, let me tell you a story about when I first came to America. One of my friends asked me if I could go to a football game, and that was my first football game, first experience about American football. And when he said, let's go to a football game, you know what I was expecting? I was expecting soccer. So we get to the stadium. I see these people coming out with these helmets, and I looked at the guy, I said, what kind of football do you play in America? He says, what do you mean? I said, in Zambia, we don't wear helmets, And so eventually I understood. But you guys make me so proud. And all I can tell you now, I want you to be the proudest kids in this worldwide world. Always remember, God created you. God gave you the talent. Remember that. And use it to honor Him. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you to Coach Ollinger and Coach Bornwell. Our next speaker, I'd like to invite your 2024 MVL Coach of the Year, and more importantly, our state champion head coach, Vince Andrews, to the podium to say a few words.
This is not my best thing here, speaking in front of a big crowd, but sometimes, those of you who know me, I get a little emotional, and obviously the emotions are probably as high as they've ever been for me, so bear with me. My message is mainly to just say thank you to all of you, like the fans, the players, the parents. I can't thank all the support that we had this year. From the very beginning of the season all the way to the championship. Some of the things the coaches talked about, it was just overwhelming to be able to look in that stands and see Black Bear Nation, filling it up and making those guys open up more seats. That was just awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. I thank our coaches that laid the legacy for myself and all the former alumni that have played the game, being able to fulfill a dream. I mean, because it really is. Anyone that ever goes and plays a sport, their dream is to win a state championship. These guys have fulfilled that dream, not only for themselves, but for our whole community. I mean, it's great. Not just here, the district. I can't tell you how many coaches that were there that have reached out and said, we've inspired them. Going down to the elementary schools and seeing the faces of those little kids and the intermediate kids that, look up to these guys and, now they dream and they can believe that it can happen. It's an amazing experience. I can't go without definitely thanking these two gentlemen back here. I mean, without them, they're like my right and left hand man out there on the field. Jason's been with me a few years longer. He just does everything that I don't even have to ask him to do anything. It's just like he knows what needs to be done. And Kurt, bringing him on the staff, being able to help free me up to work with our goalkeepers. I mean, you all saw Leighton's performance. That has a lot to do with Leighton, but also Kurt. The time and, the videos and the hours put in, Kurt's also just a volunteer. He does that out of his own kindness of his heart. So it's commendable to have those people. Former coaches that have been here, like I said, I probably missed names, Coach Martin, my brother, a lot of other guys, Jared Pryor, that help with our program to help build these boys up. They still support us and reach out all the time, and it's just commendable. I can't also go without thanking our other right and left hand, Michelle Beitzel. A lot of the stuff you've seen, the posters, the decorations, the designs, running our concession stand, which many of you know is a thankless job, being our booster rep. She's put in countless hours. She's super talented, and she's a kindergarten teacher, and if you know anything about being a teacher, I did that for one day, and I was almost ready to quit because that is a tough job. But yet she comes out and supports us all the time. Michelle Wright, our trainer, I don't know if she's here tonight, but I definitely think she needs to be thanked. The countless hours that she put in, I don't think we would have made it where we did without her training. The boys were in there several days a week. She would let them come to her office. She would come up even when she wasn't supposed to be here to treat them. Like I said, she's just amazing. So if you see her, if she's not here, make sure you tell her thank you too, because this wouldn't have happened without her. Our administrators, to get us where we are, putting on things like this, it's just unbelievable. I just feel like we're still in a dream world. It's just amazing. Mr. Renkus, Mr. Branch, and Ms. Wesney, their vision for our schools. Look around this beautiful gym that they've helped get upgraded. They have a vision. They want to see our facilities, our soccer stadium, our football stadium. They're trying to make it best for our kids, and they're doing a commendable job, and I think they deserve a round of applause for that. Lastly, obviously I want to thank the Lord, because I think, as they said earlier, I definitely felt His presence. I was shocked and awe. I know the boys were running over, getting to the fans, but the first thing I did is I hit the ground and prayed, because without Him being there behind us the whole way, we wouldn't have been here. And lastly, for me, most importantly, is my wife Jody and my family, because without her letting me do this, she lets me coach 3 sports. I'm away a lot of time, and she's very supportive of that because she knows it's my passion. And I just want to thank you and thank everyone for everything. And it's just been a dream, and I can't wait to keep going on. Congratulations to my seniors. I hope many of them continue to do things, play sports, soccer, but they're all going to be great kids, okay? They're not only smart, but they're great kids, and I expect them to do great things just beyond this. I know we'll remember this forever. This legacy is awesome, but they're going to do big things. And as the other coaches said, underclassmen, we got a lot of work to do. Next year, everybody's going to want to beat Riverview. Okay, they kind of stole my thunder on that, but it's true. They're going to be coming for blood. So I want to do it again. So let's go to work. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Coach Andrews. As we close, I've been working on this for a couple days, so if I can get through this without getting emotional, it'll be good. You guys have talked about this a lot. As little kids playing together, Coach Bornwell mentioned Derek at this age, little boys with big boy dreams. As your principal, I could not be more proud of the determination, grit, positive attitude, and your genuine love for each other you showed the other night. A perfect example of holding each other accountable were two best friends. I won't say what Hayden said to Cale to embarrass him, but the fact that he was able to call him out and say, we're not doing that, we got a game to win, and we have a state championship to win, and they're still best friends. They gave each other a hug after the game. That's what good teammates are, and that's what best friends do. They hold each other accountable. You never quit and you never gave up. You just kept fighting until that special moment happened. You are an absolute joy to watch play soccer, but I think what I'm more proud of you is the men that you are off the field. 11 of our juniors and seniors sitting here are part of the National Honor Society. Some of you are members of the teen leadership, along with being part of our leadership bear period. Some of you have taken on a senior project, not even being a senior. A lot of you are currently taking CCP classes at Riverview and off campus. Most importantly, one of the things that Mr. Renkus and I have talked about all the time, the fact that you are just present here in our building, walking the halls, being leaders and being role models for our younger students. You will be legends forever, enshrined in the memories of Black Bear Nation for all of eternity after Monday night. You have left a legacy on our school and our soccer program that will last for years to come. I am so glad that you allowed all of us to be part of it. Even though the games are over this year, you have given yourself and all of Black Bear Nation memories that will last for lifetimes. Little boys at Riverview Elementary School and Riverview Intermediate School are now going to try and match your big boy goals for what you have accomplished. This is because of the impact you have had on this program, our student body, our school, and our community. Those little boy dreams you had all those years ago all came true Monday night at historic Crew Stadium, and you achieved that big boy goal. You will forever be remembered as putting the Eastern District, the MVL, and most importantly, Riverview High School in the record books as the 2024 OHSAA Division IV Boys Soccer State Champions. You are the first team from our district or our league that has accomplished this feat. You were doubted all year long by naysayers that said you could not accomplish what you said you were going to do. They said you weren't big enough, you weren't fast enough, and frankly, you just weren't good enough. And the schools from Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland were just better. Well, I hate to burst those big city boys' bubbles, but the country boys from little old Warsaw, Ohio, finished what they said they were going to do all along. Even after proving doubters wrong and winning the state championship, there are still doubters out there that will not give you the respect that you rightly deserve. You somehow finished as the number 2 ranked team in Division IV of one of the final state polls that I recently saw. You beat teams that were ranked number 1, number 3, number 4, and number 12 in the final poll on your way to winning the real hardware and the real trophy. I say all of this to say, which was said by you all year and to you by your coaches and families all along, earned, not given. You earned that trophy. I'm going to leave you with this. Many of you have talked about you want that banner. You got it. It's going to hang right there. It's going to hang beside those other banners that had their own legends that have walked the halls of RVHS before you. It will be you that our future Black Bear students at the elementary and intermediate building will try to emulate as they get older, and in order to have the chance to achieve what you accomplished this year. MVL champions, district champions, regional champions, the first time in school history, MVL or Eastern District history, made it to the Final Four, made it to the state championship, and won a state championship. State champions, that has a nice ring to it. This time, Storied Rivals has a short video that they would like to show everybody. I believe it's going to probably be a tearjerker for a lot of us. So at this time, when the video is finished, if you did not get something signed, I promise, I've already threatened the boys. They're going to stay. They're going to sign everything that you guys have. All right? Just feel free to stay, mingle, but we're going to enjoy the video and then enjoy each other's fellowship. Thank you.
People support you, they have supported you your whole life. But today, you play for each other. They are going to love you no matter what happens today. I told you earlier in the year, this is where we're going to get, and you wanted a championship, you had to put in the work. We have put in the work. Now, we've had a great season, let's make it legendary. Keep things simple, play Black Bear defense, and dominate. got a 40-minute dogfight right here. We stick one in the back of the net, you are going to win the state championship. We got to work together. I don't need heroes, remember that. We are a team. Think of those green trails you ran. Think of those sprints you ran. They cannot compete if we give it our all. Come on, right now. Bears on 2. 1, 2, Bears. Together.
21 minutes, let's go!
Get a shot! Somebody put it on frame and let's get her done. Hey, you cannot rest now to the sudden death. Whoever puts it in wins. We got to keep doing what we're doing, okay? They are tired. I know you're tired, but you've got another gear. I believe in you. Believe in each other. Let's go.
We have to trust in each other for 30 more minutes. Come on, let's put it away.
This is it. You got one more. We got to win this, fellas. We got to win this. This is us. You got to push through that wall.
got time. You got time. Now attack. Attack. Everything you got. We freaking did it, boy.
Celebration here. I'm Casey Claxon back again with Mr. Chris Wallace, and what an outstanding night tonight.
Oh boy, the community support
Thank
tonight
you
and just everything, you know, getting to
for
show the
Storied
Storied Rivals
Rivals for that
video.
great
It's
video.
just
The boys
got
are
some
gonna come
tears
back
here in the
down here
building,
and
and boy,
continue
just what
signing
a
things.
what a powerful
Feel
moment.
free to stay as long as you want.
We appreciate
But
Storied
this
Rivals
concludes our
sharing that video with
celebration,
us, and I
thank you
know
everyone for coming.
on behalf of WTNS and Claxon Communications, we were so excited to be a part of the journey for Riverview. So.
We certainly were very lucky, and I just got to say congratulations to the boys. They did a heck of a job and a great season and great community support, and awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being with us tonight. We appreciate all of you tuning in to enjoy the celebration. For those of you who could not make it out, we're glad that you were able to be here at Riverview High School. For Chris Wallace, I'm Casey Claxon. Want to thank our staff here tonight. Jacob Heading was our producer. On camera, we have Andrew Dunlap and also Natalie Holbrook and Abrielle Jones up top helping us with the filming as well. So again, one last time, congratulations to the Riverview Black Bears. For Chris Wallace, I'm Casey Claxon saying have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for this WTNS Sports broadcast. Audio CDs are available by calling WTNS Radio at 740-622-1560. WTNS Coshocton. We are the sports voice of East Central Ohio.